Hello and welcome to the On the Whistle podcast. My name is Alistair Howarth, your host for our AFCON preview series, and today we are talking about one of the serial overperformers in AFCON history. That's right, it's Equatorial Guinea. The Equatorial Guineans have a terrific record despite only appearing at the tournament a handful of times. They've been to the quarterfinals a couple of times as well as the semifinals. And here to tell us why and give us the secret to their success is former Nzalang Nacional player Alberto Edjogo-Owono, who is now turned a pundit and commentator. And he shares with us why he thinks Equatorial Guinea could do it again and get to the quarterfinals despite being in such a tough group. Alberto, welcome again onto the On the Whistle podcast. It's so good to see you again. In preparation for this podcast, I was listening back to our preview for the last AFCON when we spoke, and it was so interesting because hearing what you were saying about, this was the first time Equatorial Guinea had qualified for a tournament and had, done so well just to be there, and you're like talking about, maybe we can just sneak into third place if we beat Sierra Leone, and then you go and have this brilliant tournament where you reach the quarterfinals. I mean, my first question has to be just simply how does Equatorial Guinea do it? You're one of the smallest countries on the continent. I think only Comoros and Cape Verde are smaller countries who qualified for the AFCON. And you've now been there 3 times, 2 quarterfinals, 1 semifinal. Last time you beat the holders, Algeria. What is the secret to this tiny, tiny country's success?
I think the secret is the commitment from the football players, and as well the faith they have. You have to think that Equatorial Guinea is composed by players that they currently play in the 3rd division in Spain. They are sons of Equatorial Guinea citizens, and we always have this need to bring back to Equatorial Guinea something, okay? And this feeling of bring back something to our father's country, okay, is very strong. And usually players for Equatorial Guinea, they play in a higher performance with national team than in their teams. Then you see the players in their teams, you say, okay, this is a good player, but this is a player from the 3rd division in Spain, 2nd division in Poland, 2nd division in Romania, 2nd division in Greece. But when they play together, defending this national anthem or this T-shirt, obviously this performance increase to a high level. In fact, Equatorial Guinea is in this qualifying group for the next World Cup. To qualify for a World Cup, it would be, I don't know, it would explode the country. But Equatorial Guinea has won both games they've played. Obviously, we have Tunisia. Okay, it's our big enemy in this qualifying, but only the possibility or the chance to qualify to a World Cup, it talks very well of the evolution, okay, of the Equatorial Guinea national team. But I would like to put the emphasis in most of the players, they are sons of Equatorial Guinea people, okay, or most of them born already in Spain or born in Equatorial Guinea, but gone to Spain and 3, 4, 5 years, like Jesus Owono, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, and I think I love what you're talking about Tunisia. You must be sick of the sight of Tunisia. 2021 AFCON qualifiers. You're playing against them. 2023 AFCON qualifiers. You're playing them
as well. We have a very important match. I would say it's the most important game in Equatorial Guinea history. It's the quarterfinal, the last 8 in World Cup 2015. When Equatorial Guinea we beat Tunisia with a Javier Balboa incredible goal from a free kick, and this is remembered like, I don't know, the biggest game in Equatorial Guinea, because to beat Tunisia in the extra time with a great goal as Javier Balboa could score, so this rivalry, this enemy feeling we have with Tunisia is already a pride for the country, because nobody could think that Equatorial Guinea can beat Tunisia, or even can compete against Tunisia, I don't know, 15 or 20 years ago. No? So it is, as I said before, it explains how Equatorial Guinea is growing in their national team.
And I wanted to talk, I think Tunisia is a good example of, like you said, of the way Equatorial Guinea is developed, because obviously you have the last AFCON, 2021 AFCON, the first you qualify for, you're in Tunisia's group, but they beat you both times. You scrape through in such dramatic fashion. You have I think 3 goals in the last 90 plus minutes. These dramatic wins against Libya and Tanzania. But then this qualifying for 2023 AFCON is the exact opposite. Is as comfortable as you get. You both you and Tunisia end up on 13 points. They beat you, you beat them. You both are 9 points clear of the next team. Does this point to how the team has developed in the last years? Because obviously, if I look at the players, it's almost the exact same team. I think, in fact, I looked at the starting 11 in your quarterfinal loss to Senegal, and the starting 11 in your last game against Namibia or Liberia, and it's the exact same bar one change. I think Boulia was playing in the quarterfinals, and he wasn't playing. I think Bikoro was starting, but of course Bikoro was part of the team in the 2021 AFCON. So how has this team changed from the last AFCON, despite the players being the same? Have you seen development in the team?
I was talking for an interview to Jesus Owono recently. I don't know, maybe 1 month ago, and he said, we at home, we are unbeatable at home, invincible at home. We start our games in Malabo or Bata, and we know nobody can beat us at home. So this mentality, this mindset, it's very important. You believe that here in my house you cannot win the match. So you can start to build your qualify winning your home matches. So they are very comfortable, very self-confident. At home, it's a team that wins their matches. Maybe 1-0. Emilio Nsue goal. This is the the formula, okay, the success formula for Equatorial Guinea. But this mindset has changed. I think it's something here in the head. We can beat no matter the team at home, no. And then obviously if you go away and you play 3 matches away in a qualifying group, and you take 4 points and you take your 9 or 7 at home, obviously you go ahead, no. So I think it's more thing of mindset. You have to consider that in the Equatorial Guinea Federation there are problems with the payments, problems with the organization. Even the players went and they read a statement, okay, complaining about the situation, and even talking about that maybe they will not play if the things are not improving. It's something very something that happens a lot in this Central Africa. Okay, it's not only for Equatorial Guinea, but players, they go there. They play their matches in the first division in Spain, and they go to play with Equatorial Guinea, and the performance is really good. But the mindset is, we are playing with Equatorial Guinea. If somebody wants to beat us, they will have to sweat and to put everything on the table, because Equatorial Guinea is working really well. And Juan Micha, the head coach, for me it's the masterpiece. He's a head coach from Equatorial Guinea. He's been formed in Germany. Okay, he knows the European process to understand us, and the African essence. I think this is the good match. Okay, process to put the importance to the the food, the rest, the training, methodology, but do not lose the African essence, because this kind of head coach that come from Europe, and then they try to they try to to rule, okay, and to change and modify the essence of the African, because you have to do this like I think it's the better, like the European way. This is not working, okay. And if you see Walid Regragui, okay, a Moroccan head coach, but with a long background in Europe. I don't know, Aliou Cissé, the same. Juan Micha, the same. I think this match is very interesting, and it's the key of the success as well.
Yeah, and I think that's such an interesting idea coming into this AFCON, because even I was kind of doing some research ahead of it, and this is the AFCON that has the most African managers at it, which I think is really remarkable, because we're used to, like you said, European managers coming, imposing their own way, whereas more and more we're seeing African managers being the ones who develop. And I think the best example is Amir Abdou, who obviously did so well last tournament with the Comores. Obviously, born in France, kind of grew up in that culture, but did so well with Comores. And now he's, coaching Mauritania, which again, I think is a phenomenal achievement. I think he's the only African coach to come from a smaller country and coach a bigger country in Africa. I think it's brilliant. And kind of, I wanted to talk about Juan Micha, because obviously last time, ahead of the last AFCON, there was this sense that he, is, like you said, I think you called him a local hero, kind of this idea that, oh yeah, he's one of us. He's not one of the foreign European coaches. He's been a part of the federation for almost a decade. What is the perception of him now, that not only is he a local guy, but he's actually been really successful? He's taken you to back-to-back AFCONs. He did so well at the last tournament. What do you think about him makes him kind of so good with this team?
He has the respect of everyone there in Equatorial Guinea, and all of the Equatorial Guinean people that we are out of the country, because when he arrived, we all thought, okay, he will be, I don't know, in a short period. Meanwhile, the federation can pay or can solve, okay, the situation with the other national or former national head coaches. And when we find another one, maybe Juan Micha will go back, okay, to other issues, and we will have here this new manager, okay, with more glamour, okay. If I don't know if I explain well. So, but he has won the respect, okay. He's one of us, but not only is there because he's one of us. He's there because he's a great coach, and besides that, is one of us, okay. It's a plus. It's an extra, okay. And this is very important. And he has achieved something very, very important, that he has the respect of people, but he has the respect of the players, okay. All players have achieved big things with him, and they think, okay, I am a player from, as I said before, second division in Romania, second division in Poland, second division in Greece, third division in Spain. But when I go with Equatorial Guinea, this is my glory moment, okay? And I have achieved something very interesting with Juan Micha in the bench. And I, like a player, I have some, I don't know how to say, I have something to give back to him. I feel the responsibility, okay? I have the responsibility of give him back the confidence Juan Micha has put on these players, no? So this is, I think, the dynamic, how is it working, and the respect is maximum, no? When Juan Micha says something, everything is there. You have to think that, for example, Rodolfo Bodipo is, I don't know if Rodolfo Bodipo is the best Equatorial Guinea player in history. I mean, he has played for Deportivo La Coruña, Racing de Santander, Recreativo de Huelva, a lot of teams in first division. Maybe with Benjamín Zarandona, no, I would say both are there. Obviously, Javier Balboa, my brother Juvenal, but Bodipo is a great player and very remembered as well in La Coruña with Deportivo. He has been training in the under 23 of the Olympic generation, and has been very close. And in a normal situation, this big name like Rodolfo Bodipo, bam, he could go for the national team, the first one, okay? But it's not possible now because it's Juan Micha there, okay? So the easy way to do things is, okay, Juan Micha, thank you very much, go away, we will put a former player superstar, okay, like the head coach of the national team. But the decision has been this one. I only hope that Federation will solve the problems with the squad and with Juan Micha, and we can face this African Cup of Nations that will be very, very, very tough because the group is hard, and I'm sure that the team will compete. I'm 100% sure of it, but it's a difficult group, and we need maximum stability, be quiet, be relaxed, and focus only in playing the matches. No, that's my wish for this African Cup of Nations.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at the group, obviously last tournament you had this incredibly tough group with the holders Algeria, Ivory Coast, and Sierra Leone, and it was kind of hoping to get that third spot. Now we've replaced Algeria with Nigeria and Sierra Leone with Guinea-Bissau, but we're still with Ivory Coast. This time the hosts, they'll be an even stronger position than they were last time. Because of the success you've seen at the last AFCON, and because it is the same team, is there more expectation on the team this time, or is it still, if we can get that third place, we've done well?
I don't think so. You have to think that in Equatorial Guinea, people it's very optimistic. Okay, if you play against Nigeria, they will ask you for you have to win Nigeria. Okay, and you say, okay, Nigeria is a 220 million people population. Equatorial Guinea is 1 million population. Nigeria has Victor Osimhen, I don't know, Samuel Chukwueze, Champions League players. Okay, Equatorial Guinea has players of the first division in Spain. But people is very optimistic, and they say, hey, you have to face them. You have to compete. Make us feel proud. Okay, I think this is the concept. But I don't think the expectation is so high. The expectation is to compete. Okay, if the squad, if the team competes well, I think people will be proud. It would be unfair if your expectation is you have to beat Ivory Coast, you have to beat Nigeria, you have to beat Bissau. This is not realistic. Okay, maybe it can happen. Equatorial will compete. Obviously, in this new format, 24 squads, you need to win your Guinea-Bissau game. This is obvious, and you have to have maybe one draw else, or even with 3 points, you can go ahead. If you lose one of the matches against Nigeria or Ivory Coast, obviously do not concede too many goals, because obviously this difference of goals, this goal average, will punish you. No? But I think that people is expecting that the team will compete. Nothing else. It wouldn't be fair if you go ahead and you say to the team that you have to win Ivory Coast or Nigeria. It would not be fair, in my point of view.
And looking at the team, like we were saying, this is the exact same team, and at this point we kind of know what to expect from Equatorial Guinea. Like we were saying earlier, incredibly solid, really settled back four. Jesus Owono behind them, who's for me was the best goalkeeper at the last AFCON. I still remember that game against Algeria. It was unreal how he didn't concede. And then you've got some skillful technical players, Gane, Iban, these kind of guys. But eventually you'll score because you'll get a free kick or a cross, and Emilio Nsue will header it in. I have to ask about Nsue, because obviously in Spain and in England, he's known as this middling right back, very average player. And even now, like you said, I think last AFCON, he didn't even have a club. But now he's playing in third division of Spain. But he's still doing it. The last World Cup qualifiers, you score 2 goals, you win twice, 1-0. Both times it's him. How is he seen? We were talking about players like Bodipo, your brother, Balboa. Where is Nsue in all of this? How is he seen as the man?
He's already a legend. We can talk about the quality of the players out of the national team. Then we can put Benjamin Zarandona, Jairo Balboa on the top. Obviously, Rodolfo Bodipo on the top. But the performance with the national team, Emilio Nsue, it's a pure legend. It's a legend. He's a former player of the Spanish national team from under 15 to under 21. When Olympic Games went to London 2012, he got out of the squad. Okay, he didn't expect that. He expected to be there. he was a striker. Bojan Kerkic, Emilio Nsue, they were the strikers of the team. He got out, and then he thought, okay, if I am not in the Spain project, okay, I will hack this Equatorial Guinea African project. So let's do it, okay? And he has something very special when he talks. Everybody's listening. He's calm. Every time there is a problem, all players look at Emilio Nsue in a difficult situation. What would Emilio Nsue do in this situation? Then, so it's like something spiritual, I would say. Obviously, he's a great player. He's playing like a striker there, but like a defense in Intercity in the third division in Spain. In fact, this last weekend has scored the final goal. He has scored already 5 goals. He scored in the minute 95, I think, to give the victory or the win for Intercity. But he's playing like a defense, okay, like a right back. Sorry, but with Equatorial Guinea, he's playing like the only striker in the team. His intelligence, his movements, and as I said before, the critical moments, Emilio Nsue is the answer. Okay, if Emilio Nsue cannot solve the situation, nobody can. No, it's the mindset in the Equatorial Guinea national team. When you play with Pablo Ganet, when you talk with Pablo Ganet, when you talk with Pedro Obiang, when you talk with Jesus Owono, when you talk with Acapo, they say, okay, everything is fine, but we need Emilio Nsue with us. No, so it's a legend for us, and it's a great guy as well. Who would be the best player? Okay, I will say Saul Coco. Saul Coco is already very important player with Unión Deportiva Las Palmas. Unión Deportiva Las Palmas, I think it's ranked in the 8th position in Spain. He's always in the starting 11, like a center back, and I will say Saul Coco.
Okay, and then we've talked about how settled and mature this team is. Who is the youngster, the young gun to watch coming into this AFCON?
Oof, the young one. This is a great question. I would like to see more to Alex Balboa in the midfield. He's now in Huesca. He comes from Deportivo Alavés and now he's in Huesca in the second division. He's not having so many minutes because they are playing Pablo Ganet, Yannick Buila, Fede Vicoro. Pepin Machin is a very great player. He's our number 10. Okay, he's this playmaker. But I would like to see Alex Balboa younger, and I hope he will have more minutes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and how far are Equatorial Guinea going to go this tournament?
Well, that's a great question. I hope we can achieve last 16, and why not last 8? Okay, quarterfinal. I would say I'm ambitious, and I hope the team will compete. But I have to put in front that the group is very tough, very difficult. But okay, why not?
Yeah, why not? I mean, you've done it twice before. You've done semifinals once. What is it? You can do it again. All right. If Equatorial Guinea aren't going to win the AFCON, who is going to win this year's AFCON?
I think Morocco is it's superb team. It's great team because they have the best thing from Africa and the best thing from Europe. They have the order, they have the discipline, they have the tactical, they have the set pieces, they have the rhythm. Okay, but then they have the joy. Okay, and the show, and they have this creativity. They have the best of both continents. So I think Morocco is the principal candidate to win this AFCON.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely the favorites coming into it. And who's going to be the top scorer at the tournament?
Top scorer. Okay, maybe Victor Osimhen, if he's okay, if De Laurentiis let him go, let him go. Obviously, Victor Osimhen, I think he will get the African Player of the year. It's not sure, but I think he will get it. And obviously, Victor Osimhen is. I think it's the best player. Obviously, Mohamed Salah, but Mohamed Salah is not. Is in Egypt. Egypt is not a team that can beat 5-0.
No.
Egypt will win 1-0. 0-0, but I see Nigeria that can lose 4-0, but can win 6-0.
Yeah.
No, so for the top scorer, it's important to have big results. No, so I would say Victor.
Victor Osimhen is going to be the top scorer, but who is going to be the player of the tournament?
The player of tournament. That's good. I would say that's good. Why not Hakim Ziyech is playing fine in Turkey? He has already recovered the illusion, okay, to play in Turkey. So I would say Hakim Ziyech.
Yeah, Morocco is a difficult one because, of course, they're the favorites, but they're not like Egypt or Nigeria. They don't have one player like who's their kind of standout star, and that's probably why they're so good. Is they're such a complete team. Alberto, thank you so much. That's the last I've got for you. Love talking to you again, and I cannot wait again to hear about Equatorial Guinea somehow beating Nigeria, somehow getting a draw with Ivory Coast, and getting to the quarterfinals and semifinals again.
I hope. We will compete. And as I said before, when the players go to play for Equatorial Guinea, they raise the level. Okay, you see other countries like Nigeria and Ivory Coast. They have great Wilfred Zaha, Frank Kessiev, Eric Bailly for Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, and then Nigeria. What you want? Boniface, Awoniji, or whatever. But when they play together, they don't play like a team. They play like, okay, different stars, okay, put there. Morocco has achieved that, I don't know how to say, a groupal mindset, okay? And Equatorial Guinea, in a obviously lower step, they do the same. When they are together, they are stronger. No, so if we remain together, if we remain strong, if we are able to resist, okay, to these first attacks from the rivals, we have chance there, okay. And players, they know, and that's why I'm quiet, because they will compete and they know where are the limits, okay, and where are the strengths as well of the weaknesses and the strengths of the team. So I'm sure they will compete. Then we need some luck as well, okay, to achieve our goals.
Absolutely, Alberto. Thanks so much again. Appreciate your time.